بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum. Hello dear students of المناهج schools, grade 12, sections 34-35. Our English lesson today is a grammar, unit 5, and we are going to learn about future forms. Please, you need your students book, page 61. Okay, let's start. You're gonna learn about future forms. We are going to start about future simple. Look at number 1, future forms. A, it says match the rules about the uses of the future well with examples 1 to 5. Here we have 5 sentences, and I want you to go and focus on the highlighted verbs in your student's book or here. Number 1 says they will be similar to today's skyscrapers, but they will be taller and they will combine places of residence with different work environments. Number 2, stop making noise or else you will be in trouble. Trouble means a problem. Number 3, I give you my word that I will never forget to ask for permission again. Number 4, it's Juwan's graduation, تخرج, tomorrow. Really? I'll definitely go. Number 5, will you help me with the housework? Sure, I'll clean the windows. Now, look at these 5 usages of the future. The future will is used for 5 points. Here, the first point, spontaneous decisions, قرارات لحظية أو عفوية. The second point, predictions about the future, when you talk about possibilities, تنبؤات about the future, promises, وعود, offers and requests, عروض وطلبات. And the last point, threats and warnings, تهديدات وتحذيرات. So, if you look at the first point, which is spontaneous decisions, what do you think قرار لحظي from 1 to 5? If you go back to that, you find the answer is gonna be 4. That is spontaneous decision. And the second point, predictions about the future. You're gonna answer number 1 will be similar. Okay, you are predicting. Number 3, promises. Which sentence you think there is a promise? It is number 3. And the fourth point, offers and requests, it is number 5. Will you help me? That when you want to ask someone for something. And threats and warnings, it is number 2, stop making. That is a command or an order. They ask you to stop doing this. That threats, تهديد. Okay, let's go to the second exercise on the same page. B. Look at the extract below taken from the text on pages 60 to 61 and match the phrases in bold with their meanings 1 to 3. You're gonna compare and match the 3 ideas with at the bottom of the exercise you can find 1, 2, 3. Let's read together. For 1, you will not have to commute to work. As we say commute, you travel every day to your work or to school every day. Furthermore, you will be able to choose a work or study schedule that suits your own personal needs. Needless to say, you will have to be very responsible. Okay, the options here says it will be necessary, ضروري. It won't be necessary, number 2, غير ضروري. And number 3 is talking about احتمال, it will be possible. Okay, so the first sentence, where do you use? It is number 2, when he says you won't have to commute. that means it won't be necessary. من غير الضروري. Okay. Will be able to choose, it is a possibility. Okay. And the last one, it will be necessary to do that. Okay. Let's move on to the second exercise, which is C. It says match the rules about the uses of the future forms with the examples 1 to 7. You have 7 examples. The plane is about to land. Please fasten your seat belts. Number 2, I'm going to buy Khalid a video game. Do you think he will like it? Number 3, I'm visiting my cousin in Bristol next weekend. Bristol is a city in England, or you can maybe find it in other place in America. By the end of this century, life in the city will have changed radically. Number 5, this time tomorrow, we will be driving to Riyadh. Number 6, the basketball final sports at 7:30 p.m. Number 7 and the last, by next June, I will have been living in this house for 20 years. If you look at the sentences, you find the verb. You should focus on the verb. And number 1 is about to land. Number 2, I am going to use that. So here are the verbs. You're gonna use, again, these are you're gonna focus on. Okay? Is about to land. And the number 2, I'm going to buy. And number 3, I'm visiting. And here the verb will have changed. Number 5, will be. Number 6, starts. And number 7, will have been living. All this is a verb. Okay, let's see now what are the uses of these. Let's look at number 1, the future progressive. Future progressive, which is continuous, future continuous, is used to for actions that will be in a progress at a specific time in the future. So there's general future, and at a specific time, like a time or a certain time, you are doing this action. That is the future progressive. So which sentence is for that? It is 5. Okay, it is 5. Now let's look at number 5, this time tomorrow. As you can see, tomorrow here is the general time. This is tomorrow. And time, this time, that is the specific time. For example, it is now 7 or 8. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, this time. Okay, let's go for the second sentence. The future perfect simple. For actions that will be completed before a specific time or another action in the future. So you do something in the future and will be completed. So at that time, after you complete this, that is the future perfect. Which sentence is this? It is number 4. By the end of this century. So you're gonna do like, okay?
Previous.
By the end. This is by the end. Okay? By the end of this century. That means is the right time. Okay, let's go to another example, which is number 3, the future perfect progressive. Okay, it says to show the duration of an action up to a certain point of time in the future. So here it is future, and you want to show the time, the duration, al-fatra of this, how long it takes in a certain time. The answer is number 7. By next June, I will have been living. So you are talking about two things. Next June, and you will do this for a period of 20 years. The fourth tense, the future going to. So it's easy to go and spot going to, which is number 2. I'm going. For plans يعني خطط, or decisions, قرارات that have already been made. You have already taken these decisions. Okay? Or predictions based on evidence. You can make predictions, but based on an evidence. You can't just say something with going without an evidence. It is on the contrary of will when you talk about only a possibility. But here you should have evidence, which is dalil. This goes with number 2. Number 5, the expression be just about to. Base form is used. Be means am, is like when you say I'm about to, he's about to, we are about to. Ala washak. Okay? And then base form, the verb, that means the infinitive verb, مصدر الفعل, without adding anything to the verb. For actions that will happen very soon. Okay? When you are you are going to do this. This is, you can see it is number 1, about to. Okay, the next tense is the present progressive. المضارع المستمر is used for personal plans and arrangements. Okay, here personal plans and arrangement. In this tense, so that you don't confuse with the future going to, you need to say the place and the time and the people you are going to do these plans with and arrangements. Okay, so here you find it number 3. I'm visiting my cousin. Here my cousin have people. Where? In Bristol. When? Next week. So if you look, people here, okay, and then the place and the time. So that is future progressive. We use it in the future for personal plans. Personal. You are talking about personal. خطط شخصية. The last tense is the present simple. Is used for official programs and timetables. When we talk about the future, we can use the present simple when you talk about المواعيد, السفر, and any programs for courses, anything like that. It is left with number 6. Okay? So you need to go and read with focus. You should focus on each these tense, how we can use this in the future and connect it to the sentences here. You should focus on the verb and the time expression here given. Okay, let's go now to the next time clauses. We have in time clauses exercise number 2, look at the example below, which tense is used in the main clause and which in the time clause. So we have words, you're gonna use main clause and time clause. The time clause, we use words with the time clause sentence. You will be able to send a virtual reality image of yourself to take notes at your lecture while you stay at home to cook dinner. If you look here, you have two verbs, will be able to send, and you have stay. So if you can see, this is a future simple and this is present simple. Stay is a present simple and will is future simple. And look at the note here after the words when, while, before, after, until, till, as soon as, and by the time. So these words, we use it with time clause. Use the present simple when referring to the future, not will. So after these words in the time clause, use the present simple. As you can see, if you want to recognize, we have the word while. Okay, can you see the word while here? While. So after while, there is the present simple stay. So that's why we use the present simple after these words when, while, before, after. The other sentence, it should be in the future. So here, many clause, the conclusion of this, many clause you use a future will, and in the time clause you use a present simple, which is like the verb stay. Okay, we have an exercise. We want to do it together, which is number 3. To check your understanding, read the dialogue and circle the correct words. Here it is. If you look at the sentences, you have choices to choose. Circle. Okay, number 1. Where are you going? Or do you go on holiday next summer? Here the answer is where are you going next summer? Okay, not present simple. Do you go? It is in the present simple. I will probably go. I'm about to go to Cyprus. Cyprus in Arabic means Qobrus. So here you say I'll probably go because you are talking about future plans. Okay, number 2. Will you move? Do you move house soon? Here you are talking about will you move soon? Will you move? Okay. Yes, I move, or I will move as soon as they finish. If you can see here, we have as soon as, which is time clause. So if you can, you gonna choose what? Okay, if you remember a couple of minutes ago, so you choose will move, future with will. And the verb after as soon as they, it should be what? Yeah, finish. Yes. Okay. Let's go to number 3. It is like a dialogue. By 1 o'clock, I will drive or will have been driving for 4 hours. For 4 hours is a period of time. So by 1 o'clock, here we have 2 time expressions. By 1 o'clock and for 4 hours. Here it is will have been driving. This tense is called future perfect progressive. المضارع التام المستمر. B says you should have a break. Let's stop at a restaurant and have some lunch. Okay? And this time tomorrow. If you look at number 4, we will have flown or will be flying. Of course, will be flying. Because here we have this time is specific time and tomorrow is the future general. We use future progressive. مستقبل مستمر. Yes, I know. It's so exciting. Number 5. Okay, let's go to number 5. Will you have traveled or will you be traveling around Europe next month? So your choice should be will you be traveling? Future progressive. No, I'm not leaving. I won't have been leaving until the end of June. So here you use future perfect, which is I'm not leaving. Future, yes, okay, this is, about present continuous, present progress. I'm not leaving. Okay, number 6. In another hour or so, it will have been raining or will rain non-stop for 4 hours. Yeah, here you go for will have been raining, which is future perfect progressive. مستقبل تام مستمر. B, yes, I know. I hope it will have stopped or will stop. If you focus here, there is I hope. So I hope you take future simple, will stop. Okay, number 7, I'm going to run or will have run in New York City marathon next month. So you have plans for the future. It is I'm going, future with going to. That's great. Okay, number 8. I think I'll buy or I'll be buying the red t-shirt, not the blue one. In this case, you are here going to make spontaneous decision. قرار عفوي. So you take what? You take future simple with will. Okay, I'll buy. Whatever. Just make up your mind soon. Our plane is about to or won't take off. Of course, soon means that you're gonna choose is about على وشك. Okay? So again, you should focus with the form of the verb, what we add with the verb, will or is it. As you could see that we have about 7 uses in the future. We can use other tenses than will with the future, with going to, or with present simple, or with present progressive. As you can see, we use them also to make. With the present simple, we use them with schedules and timetables. With the present progressive, for plans and arrangements. And for also about to, sometimes it is in the future also. Also going to, this is a future also. Not always, so we use will only for future, we use other tenses. You should try to differentiate or to focus on how we use each tense by comparing the sentences with the form and the usage. Then I think you understand how to use the future sentence. If you have any questions, you can ask them and post them in the next discussion lesson. Thank you for watching and listening. That's all I have for you today in our English lesson about grammar, future forms. And you are welcome to ask about anything through our official channels of المناهج schools, okay, or on groups on WhatsApp, because we care about you guys. So please don't hesitate to make your questions, as I said, through official channel of المناهج schools or with WhatsApp. Okay, thank you again.